Welcome back. We're thrilled to be joined now by someone who literally needs no introduction, legendary actor, director, and producer Robert De Niro, to reflect on the loss of a president that he has strongly confronted. Robert, I want to get right to it. Let's take a look at your straight talk.
I'm going to say one thing. Trump. He's so blatantly stupid.
This guy should not be president, period.
A lot of criticism of you.
Fuck him.
Okay, well, you know, this is cable,
Sorry.
So it's not an...
He's a punk. He's a dog. He's a pig.
He has no idea of what his purpose in life is as the president should be.
He's a con, a artist, a mutt who doesn't know what he's talking about.
We have a kind of a weird, twisted president who thinks he's a gangster. Who's not even a good gangster.
He's a national disaster. He talks how he wants to punch people in the face. Well, I'd like to punch him in the face.
Robert De Niro joins us on the beat. Your reaction to this election, sir?
Well, I'm relieved. Very, very relieved. It's like, as I keep saying, it's like being in an abusive relationship. We don't know what's going on. Nobody knows. From one day to the next, I don't even think he knows what's going on. And as his niece, Mary Trump, said, I mean, that's it. Thank God, that's all. We're past that. We're going to have a lot of other problems. That's normal. You have them, but not when you don't behave within certain parameters, certain rules, then there's no point in having what we have in this country. And that's what he's capable of, just not respecting anything. And we're going to see now whether he will leave gracefully, which I don't think he will, but I think he'll find himself in such a situation that he'll have no choice but to leave, but probably say, you know, I had to leave, it's rigged, blah, 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 but I had to leave. He'll find some way to, in his eyes, save face through what he says, but the bottom line is I'm very relieved that he's not. And we have a lot to, because there'll be other people like him in the future, maybe not in my lifetime, but there was an article written in, I think, The Atlantic the other day about, and this is something I always think about, somebody's going to come along who's a lot smarter, more sensitive, more mercurial, and not so boorish, and will be able to pull the wool over the eyes of the public. And then we will have a more serious, deeper problem, and one that might that will get further than what Trump has done. And he's also set an example, unfortunately, to other young people that this kind of thing can be done. And that's why it's so important at this, you know, after he's out of office, that he is held accountable.
Mm. You know this expression, Robert, when they say someone's found their voice?
Yeah.
What does it tell you as someone who's such an incredible communicator that at this moment of maximum impact and inflection, Donald Trump seems to have completely lost his voice?
I don't know if he has a voice. I don't know what he has. I just, you know, I just don't know. I think there's a screw loose there, and he just he just doesn't get it. If he had done what he should have done for the virus, he could have won this election. I wouldn't be happy about it, but he would have done something right. He didn't even understand how to do that. It's like the gang that couldn't shoot straight. Certain people only know how to do things with a felonious or felonious intent. And they can't just go from A to B to C to D. They have to go to A to B to G to H, whatever. They don't understand if you do it right, stay straight, do the right thing, you're going to be, you know, that's what all you have to do. And he just doesn't understand that. I don't know why.
It's funny because what you're saying is similar to what his former campaign manager, Brad Parscale, said, according to one of these Washington Post, postmortems where they get the really juicy quotes, they said they called in March and said, this whole thing turns on the virus. And if you handle that, you might get reelected. His own people saying that's the path. And as you would point out, even self-interest, not the better reasons of doing it to save and protect, which is the obligation of the office, he just couldn't do it. Go ahead.
No, he just couldn't do it. That's an easy one. That's an easy one. I just don't, there'll be many diagnoses of his personality and so on, his psyche for years to come, generations to come. I saw a documentary called Unfit, and these shrinks diagnose him basically and say, there was a thing that with Barry Goldwater, I guess they had tried to diagnose him. And there was a law passed after that he shouldn't, that they can't do that from afar. But these shrinks said that no, they can. His behavior and everything they've seen over the years gives them a lot of information that you might not get on a one-on-one. That's just because you didn't interact with the patient or the subject doesn't mean that you have more information that way. So they basically
Are you suggesting, and I don't want to misquote you, Robert, but are you suggesting a sequel to Analyze This, but with Trump in it?
Well, no, not really, not quite. But my point was that it's the same playbook. I know, the same playbook as Mussolini, as Hitler, as dictators, wannabe dictators. They had it's what they're going to do for the people, make Germany great again, make Italy great again, make America great again. It's all appealing to the worst prejudices, the worst weaknesses of the public, and instead of leading them and guiding them and being someone that they can look up to. And when the public is not right, you have to be there to do the right thing, to set an example for them. And if you don't, then we're going to be where we are today. But thank God we're out of this. We're going to be into other things. But with Biden, we're going to get on a good. He's going to bring us into calm waters. Everybody realized we just got to get out of this mess, move on, and then we can deal with other things.
Yeah. And this is a president he's not accused of as many things as some dictators, but he certainly closed the race by fighting democracy itself. I want to play a little bit of
Give him another 4 years. Give him another 4 years. He'll go for a third term. And then he joked about president for life with Xi, and he'll do anything, and he'll try to pardon himself.
And he told people to vote twice, and he told people, all of that. I want to show before we lose you, because you've been around the contrast of Obama and Biden. You've been celebrated by President Obama, so not to embarrass you, but we did want to take a quick look at that. Here it is.
For over 50 years, Robert De Niro has delivered some of screen's most memorable performances. His work is legendary for its range and depth. Relentlessly committed to his craft, De Niro embodies his characters, creating rich, nuanced portraits that reflect the heart of the human experience.
What did that mean to you from President Obama? And what, if anything, are your thoughts on Joe Biden, who was part of that administration and now president-elect?
Well, I was honored, of course, to be given that. Very honored. And Obama was a president who you knew he might not have done all the things right, but you knew his intentions were right. You knew he was honorable. You know he's honorable. He's going to play by the rules and do the right thing. And that's all you expect from a leader, is to at least their intentions are noble. They might make mistakes, and that I've always felt about him. And Biden will do the same. He will be with Kamala Harris. It's going to be, it might even surprise us more that they'll do things that we didn't expect and don't expect, but they could do it, and it would be a terrific 4 years and maybe longer.
I want to, before I lose you, play a little bit of some of your iconic scenes. Let's take a look.
Look at me. Never rat on your friends, and always keep your mouth shut.
Chiamo Vito Corleone.
Vito Corleone.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Listen to me very carefully. There are three ways of doing things around here: the right way, the wrong way, and the way that I do it.
I grew up in a tough neighborhood. And we used to say you can get further with a kind word and a gun than you can with just a kind word.
What do we take from all the tough guys you've played in a country that celebrates toughness but sometimes maybe gets carried away?
Wait, say that question again.
I said, what do we take from all the tough guys you've played and thinking about how this is a country, a culture that celebrates toughness, but sometimes gets carried away with it, if you think about mafia movies?
Yes, of course. I mean, I'm an actor. I do those parts. I enjoy them. But I like to even think in some of those, in all of those parts, there's a certain dignity somewhere buried in there that I don't think a person like Trump, I know, doesn't have. There's no center. And so you have to have a center no matter who you are. It's like somebody defying gravity. You can't, then they'll never do. That's why we have rules. That's why we have laws. That's why we have judges. That's why we have structure. If we don't have that, we have nothing. And we have chaos. We have anarchy. And we need someone who to lead us through in a kind of a father figurely way or mother figurely way, to bring us through and show that they love us, care about us, and they want our best. They are looking out for us. It's the total opposite with someone like him. It confounds me how he ever got to be elected, but he did, and crazy things happen. But that's what we need in a leader, in any leader. Yeah. And that's what we're going to get with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. She's tough. She's tougher. She'll do the things that maybe he wouldn't do or can't do, but I'm hoping that she will do them.
Robert De Niro, it's really fascinating to hear your take, especially given the way you've been a key figure, really, in the public realm dealing with whatever it is that Donald Trump is. And personally, I'm a journalist, but personally, I'm just such a huge fan. I really appreciate you coming on.
Can I say one? Thank you. I just want to say one more thing. I'm not like political, but I was so angry and so enraged and confounded that he would actually behave the way he did and that people bought it. Right. I now see many people in the country feel this way. I'm sad about other people who don't. They've accepted him and would have voted for him and have voted for him. I don't know why, but that's all that it was from the very beginning. Just how could this guy behave this way? That's all.
I got to fit in a break before Joy Reid. Robert De Niro, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.